What is going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So this will be a recipe. I'm going to show you how I personally like making mashed potatoes. They're very easy to make, don't take a lot of time at all, and they taste great. So let's get started. So to start this recipe off, I have 5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. Now you can actually use any kind of potatoes you want. I think Yukon Gold are the best option for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them into small, even-sized pieces. And you'll notice that I'm actually leaving the skin on these potatoes. I personally prefer them with the skin on because I like the texture it gives them, but you can peel them if you want to. And if it's one of those potatoes that has that inside like that, no problem, just cut it off. See, good as new. I know that this is probably an unpopular opinion of me, but I personally don't like mashed potatoes without the skin on them. To me, it's like baby food. Alright, so after you cut up all your potatoes, what you want to do is put them in a big saucepan and cover them with cold water. And you might be asking, well, we're going to be boiling these anyway, so why are you using cold water? Well, see, if you use cold water, it'll ensure that the potatoes are cooked all the way through when they're done. If you started boiling them in hot water, they would actually be raw on the inside throughout the entire cooking process. The outside, would be soft, but the inside won't be. It'll still be hard. So that's why you have to use cold water. But anyways, what you want to do is add plenty of salt to that water. You want this water tasting like the ocean. That'll make sure the potatoes are seasoned all the way through. Alright, so now you want to take the pan over to the stove on high heat, and what you want to do now is wait for the water to start boiling. Once the water starts to boil, you actually want to turn the heat down to medium, and you actually want to let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. Now, unlike boiling the potatoes throughout the entire time and simmering them cooks them evenly, so it's a better option to just simmer them. And how to check that they're done is if you stick a knife through one of them and it actually falls apart. You want them to fall apart, actually. There's this common misconception that you just want them to be fort tender, but you actually want them to fall apart. That gives them the best texture. It ensures that they're perfectly cooked. Alright, so my potatoes are done simmering. What I'm going to do is just strain them through this colander in the sink. Put them back in that same saucepan over the stove, over low heat this time, and you want to mash them up with a potato masher. That sizzling is the water evaporating. Then melt 1 cup of butter. That's a lot of butter, I know, but butter is like the best thing to add to mashed potatoes. And mix that in with the potatoes. Now I got a bunch of heavy cream in this little cup right here. There's not an exact amount. It all depends on what consistency you like. I'm going to keep adding little by little to make sure that we got the consistency that I'm personally looking for. And one more thing, you want to make sure that the heavy cream is really hot while you're adding it. I heated that heavy cream up in the microwave until it was hot. You really want to make sure that it's hot. This is the consistency that I like my potatoes to be. Now what we're going to finally do is add some more salt to these potatoes to make sure you have enough salt to where it's salted enough and it has a good amount of flavor. Alright, our mashed potatoes are done. Like I said, they were really easy, really simple to make. They taste great. And like I said, I prefer leaving the skin on my mashed potatoes, but if you prefer them without the skin, go ahead and peel them. That's not a problem for me. This is how I like it. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I personally like the skin on mine. But if you try my way of making mashed potatoes, leave in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought, whether you liked it or you hated it. If you liked this video, thumb up, hate this video, thumb down. And be sure to click the subscribe button and become a member of the JW Faction on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. See you later.